This is the Qtv Nightly News, which is also on Key Radio 103.3 FM, and I am Jacqueline Coley. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. With the annual Hajj pilgrimage set to officially commence on Monday, the Amir ul Hajj of the Gambia has assured families back home that Gambian pilgrims are safe, settled, and fully prepared for the sacred rites. The Central Bank of the Gambia on Friday handed over the newly refurbished private ward at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul to the hospital authorities. The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy organized a two-day retreat which brought together officials from the ministry and its satellite agencies to review progress made on programs implemented in 2025. The Vice President of the Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed B.S. Jallow, this week officially launched a significant initiative to improve the lives of vulnerable youth and women in Chamen in the Central River region. And in sports news, the Gambia Cricket Association on Wednesday commemorated the International Cricket Council's Women's Week celebration with a day-long Creole Cricket Festival aimed at promoting female participation in sports and nurturing grassroots talent. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. With the annual Hajj pilgrimage set to officially commence on Monday, the Amir ul Hajj of the Gambia has assured families back home that Gambian pilgrims are safe, settled, and fully prepared for the sacred rites. He also confirmed improved accommodation arrangements for Gambian pilgrims in Minna this year. Babukar Sise reports.
According to the Gambia's Amir ul Hajj, the pilgrims first spent several days in Medina before traveling to Mecca. The Amir confirmed that preparations for the Hajj are progressing smoothly and the pilgrims are expected to move to Minna on Sunday night ahead of the official start of the pilgrimage on Monday. They have already completed the first step of the Hajj, and now they are busy observing their daily prayers at Masjid al-Haram. The only challenge encountered so far is that some pilgrims are struggling to understand how to use the lifts in the high-rise buildings. Sometimes, when the lifts are overloaded, some pilgrims refuse to come off. The Hajj Commission has also completed inspections of Minna, Arafah and Muzdalifah ahead of the pilgrims' arrival. According to the Amir, all necessary arrangements have been put in place to ensure Gambian pilgrims perform their Hajj in comfort. He further disclosed that Gambian pilgrims will this year stay at a closer location to the Jamarat. Zone 4. In previous years, Gambian pilgrims were based in Zone 4, which is a bit far. But this year, we are in Zone 2. This will prevent pilgrims from walking long distances. As the sacred journey enters its most important phase, the Amirul Hajj advised pilgrims to uphold discipline, patience, and good conduct throughout their stay in Saudi Arabia. He urged them to serve as worthy ambassadors of the Gambia while also assuring their families back home. Let their families remain calm and, by the grace of Allah, they will be okay. We have competent Hajj operators, guides, and Hajj Commission members on the ground to make sure that pilgrims are taken care of. As pilgrims pray for their loved ones back home, families in the Gambia have also been urged to continue praying for the successful completion of the Hajj pilgrimage. Babukar Sise, Qtv News, Makkatul Mukarrama.
The Central Bank of the Gambia on Friday handed over the newly refurbished private ward at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul to the hospital authorities. Funded under the bank's Corporate Social Responsibility Initiative, the project was executed by the engineering unit of the Gambia Police Force and is expected to strengthen healthcare delivery at the country's main referral hospital. Alusisa reports.
Hospitals authorities say the upgraded 10-room private ward will improve patient comfort and service delivery at the country's main referral hospital. The Chief Medical Director, Dr. Mustafa Bitey, and Dr. Yusufa Ture, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, were grateful for the timeliness of this intervention, describing it as significant for both patients and healthcare workers.
Our deepest gratitude goes to the Central Bank of the Gambia. Your generous funding and belief in this project have turned a decay into dignity. This was a decay, it was bad.
It is designed for healing, private ensuite rooms, natural light, quiet zones, infection control standards, You have all of these there.
The engineering unit of the Gambia Police Force carried out the renovation work on the ward, and Khalilun Jai, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, commended the officers involved in the project, saying the initiative demonstrates the Gambia Police Force's contribution to national development beyond security.
Let us be reminded that true measures of progress lies in our ability to work together, to support one another, and to build institutions that serve the common good.
The Central Bank of the Gambia Governor, Buha Saidi, says the initiative reflects the institution's dedication to supporting critical sectors such as health.
During these engagements, the EFSTH management identified the private ward as the priority area of support because of its deteriorated condition and its potential to generate revenue for the hospital.
Babukar Boy, the Minister of Public Service, said with more support, the hospital can match any private hospital in terms of service delivery. He lauded the collaborative efforts between the hospital and the bank.
And this achievement is fully aligned with President Adama Barrow's agenda for universal, relevant, and quality healthcare for all Gambians. On behalf of the Ministry of Public Service, I commend all stakeholders for their vision, commitment, and partnership. Together, we are proving that when national institutions unite, we can deliver lasting progress for our citizens.
Board chair of the hospital, Lamin Jawara, also expressed gratitude to the central bank and promised the proper upkeep of the facility. The event wrapped up with the bank donating medical supplies and equipment to the hospital, including surgical items. The bank also donated 2 brand new pickup vehicles to the police to strengthen its operational capacity. Reporting for Qtv News, I am Aliou Sise.
The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy organized a 2-day retreat which brought together officials from the ministry and its satellite agencies to review progress made on programs implemented in 2025. Here is my report.
If we get our digital economy right, our sovereignty can remain intact. If we do not get it right, we will only be a market for the rest of the world.
That was the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Lamin Jabi, at the retreat of the ministry's satellite agencies on the 2025 fiscal year. The retreat is a platform for participants to evaluate the ministry's achievements over the past year, identify challenges faced, and collaboratively develop practical and sustainable solutions to enhance service delivery within the sector. Officials say the event is an opportunity for affiliated institutions to consolidate, harmonize, collaborate, and align their programs and activities for the current fiscal year in line with the government's digital transformation agenda. Fatou Fati, the General Manager of GAMCEL, emphasized the importance of such retreats.
GAMCEL is competing with the private sector, and we know what happens when you are a state-owned enterprise. So when we did our presentation and they see all the challenges that GAMCEL is facing, especially with this competition, that is when the ministry took it upon themselves to actually look for a strategic partner for GAMCEL. So I'm just trying to tell you what some of the benefits are when we all come together and showcase what individual institutions, what their challenges are. So this is what happened. So the ministry have gone very, very far in terms of getting a partner for GAMCEL.
The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Lamin Jabi, highlighted his ministry's dedication and impact during the 2025 fiscal year.
If you look at the 2025, the trend, we have contributed almost not less than or close to 25-26% of the collectibles in this country in terms of revenue. In terms of employment, we are the second largest employer as a sector. That direct employment. And in terms of impact, we almost impact on every sector of this country's economy, be it agriculture, be it even in transportation sector, be it in health, be it in education, be it in gender matters, be it in youth and sports, be it in environment, almost every sector, the defense, the security, almost every sector.
Professor Abdulkarim Jallo, the Director General of the Gambia Information and Communication Technology Agency, GICTA, elaborates on the Gambia's digital transformation strategy and its new initiative aimed at transforming the economy.
important aspect that we really need to transform as soon as possible is to provide digital public services, right? Such as, applying for ID card, driver's license, business registration, birth certificates, and passports, so that citizens will be able to apply and access these services online instead of having to leave Basse and all other places to come to Banjul to access this. And we are working very hard to ensure that as soon as possible, we start implementing some of those digital services for citizens and residents.
The retreat aims to strengthen coordination and collaboration among stakeholders while improving the effective implementation of policies and projects designed to enhance communication and digital services for citizens across the country. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jacqueline Collie. We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national and sports news stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching QTV News and I'm Jacqueline Collie. Now this week, the Vice President of the Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed B.S. Jallow, officially launched a significant initiative to improve the lives of vulnerable youth and women in Chamen in the Central River region. The project seeks to enhance livelihoods, health services and nutrition support for communities facing economic and social challenges. Loliam Kamara reports.
The launch ceremony of the Resilience Building Vulnerable Youth and Women Support Project RBVYOOSP brought together government officials, development partners, community leaders, women's groups, and youth representatives united by a common goal, that of building resilience and creating opportunities for vulnerable communities nationwide. At the center of the event was the official unveiling of the project, funded by the African Development Bank and the government of the Gambia, with a total budget of over $90 million. Speaking at the ceremony, officials described the initiative as a timely response to the growing economic and social difficulties affecting many families, particularly women and young people. Safi Dambeli, the project coordinator for RBVYOOSP, highlighted the project's clear and integrated development objectives.
And at its moment, it is to improve livelihood, strengthening health and nutrition outcome, build resilience among vulnerable youth and women and communities in the 5 local government area councils in the Gambia.
They noted that the project builds on previous efforts that laid the groundwork for improving livelihoods and strengthening social protection systems for vulnerable groups. Sekou Jeng, the executive director at the National Social Protection Agency, emphasized the importance of this initiative.
The project we are launching today is not merely a development intervention. It is an investment in people, an investment in their dignity, an investment in opportunity, resilience, and hope.
The project is structured around 4 major components, the first of which focuses on promoting jobs and livelihoods, while the second aims to strengthen health systems and nutrition support, especially in underserved communities. A representative from the African Development Bank Group pointed out that the success of this project will depend on ongoing collaboration, ownership, and commitment from all stakeholders involved.
Responsibility is to ensure that the support provided is practical, accessible, and truly responsive to their needs.
Mohamed B.S. Jallow, the Vice President of the Gambia, spoke on the initiative's potential impact.
Intervention comes at a very important time for our country. Since the government has identified youth unemployment, social vulnerability, and regional disparities as critical development challenges under the ERUA, making this project both timely and strategically aligned with our national priorities.
Other speakers included Honorable Sidi Eskenjai, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Usman Ba, the Governor of the region, the Chief of the District, and various youth leaders, among others. As implementation begins, stakeholders are hopeful that the project will create lasting opportunities for vulnerable Gambians and contribute meaningfully to national development efforts. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
The Gambia Tourism Board welcomed another cruise ship to its shores on Monday as the Silver Dawn docked at the Banjul port, bringing over 300 tourists. The passengers who arrived from Abidjan are expected to explore the country's cultural and historical attractions. Loliam Kamara reports.
Silver Dawn is a cruise line registered in Bahamas, but it's operated by a company in Monaco. So the parent body is in Monaco, but registered in Bahamas. So currently we have 300 passengers today. It's the lowest that we have for the season in 2026. And then currently we understand it's operated with a grand tour company called Gambia Tours.
That was Ibrahim A.K. Sanyang, Senior Officer of Research and Development at the Gambia Tourism Board. Mr. Sanyang also spoke about the significance of the cruise ship arrivals. He highlighted the increase in interest in the Gambia as a tourist destination and outlined projections for additional cruise ships expected during the 2025 and 2026 tourism seasons.
So 2025, you have 6,230 cruise arrival. And then 2026 for now, we have 2,194 arrivals. So our projection for 2025 was 6,500 plus arrivals. But we didn't meet that target because we understand a couple of infrastructure issues. Because we have large vessels that normally should come to Banjul. But if you look at our space here, it's not conducive for us to be able to have those large vessels. But we understand we're coming up with a strategy.
Passengers aboard the Silver Dawn spent the day discovering Banjul's vibrant markets, cultural centers, and historic sites as part of their experience in the Gambia. Mr. Sanyang further explained the economic and cultural benefits that these visitors bring to local businesses and communities.
And tourism is a trickle-down effect in the sense when passengers visit Banjul, as far as this vessel is here, it's paying an income to seaport, to Gambia Ports Authority. And then the Gambia Tours is also receiving some income from them because they have to do excursion for them out of it. And so the same thing applies to the economy of this country. Everybody benefits something from it.
Despite the steady progress in attracting international cruise liners, officials acknowledge that challenges remain, particularly regarding the infrastructure and logistics needed to accommodate the growing number of visitors. Mr. Sanyang emphasized the need for continued investment in the tourism sector.
The infrastructural gap is an issue. We expect to have larger, bigger vessels coming to destination Gambia, but because of the capacity, we might not be able to have those vessels. So I am thinking like if government could expand, we'll be able to have more cruise vessels because some destinations will see 2 or 3 vessels anchor at the same time.
Tourism continues to be a key contributor to the Gambia's economy, accounting for nearly 20% of the country's gross domestic product. With more cruise ships expected to arrive this season, officials are working to strengthen and promote Destination Gambia on the international stage. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
And in sports news, the Gambia Cricket Association on Wednesday commemorated the International Cricket Council's Women's Week celebration with a day-long Creole Cricket Festival aimed at promoting female participation in sports and nurturing grassroots talent. I attended, and here's my report.
Speaking at the event, the president of the Gambia Cricket Association, Malamin Fofana, highlighted that other sports continue to dominate sports coverage, making it difficult for other sporting disciplines like cricket to gain wider recognition and support.
Yeah, you see, it's just unfortunate, like for football, when football is organized, media will go and meet them. But for cricket, they don't come, media don't come. You don't approach the media, they would not come. But let me tell you the history of cricket. Cricket was the most popular sport in the Gambia. In the time of the colonial days, there's a governor who was called Sir John Paul, who was a cricketer. Then when the head of state is playing any sport, everybody wants to please him. But it was a major sport here.
The festival brought together young girls from primary and senior secondary schools in Banjul in a fun and inclusive atmosphere where participants were introduced to the basics of cricket through interactive activities and matches. Organized as part of the association's ongoing effort to expand opportunities for women in sports, The festival also celebrated the achievements and growing involvement of female athletes in cricket across the country. Here is Malamin Fofana again, this time highlighting the association's upcoming events and participation in the upcoming T20 Cricket World Cup qualifiers.
2 years back, Gambia participated in the qualifiers in Kenya. We didn't do well. This October, we are also going for a qualifier, T20 qualifier, World Cup qualifier. We are progressing. Just we want to keep it step by step. Gradually, we'll go there. That's all.
Here is Andre Jaju, the Managing Director of the Gambia Cricket Association, on female participation in sports.
But on our side, we are trying to see how best we can uplift them and then empower them to be able to participate effectively. Because there's a lot of money pumped into female participation in cricket. So we are trying to see how best we can tap into that and also let our women here benefit from it. I can say, like proudly say, cricket is the only game in the world that has 4 activities yearly, which includes female participation. You have under 19s or under 17s and senior level.
Here is Kumanyang, a participant from St. Joseph Senior Secondary School.
This is the first time I'm involved in sport. I've never, I had the mentality before that I'm not good in sport and I will never do it. But when they introduced cricket into our school, I was like, why not I try? Maybe I'll do good. People were doubting me and so on. People always doubt you when you have some stuff in your mind that you want to do. But I tried. They trained me, Uncle Peter and Uncle Prince, and now I'm good in it. Yeah.
CRIO is a global campaign and initiative launched by the International Cricket Council (ICC), which celebrates the many brilliant, adaptive, and creative ways that people play cricket informally around the world, such as on beaches, in backyards, or in parking lots. The Gambia Cricket Association says initiatives such as the CRIO Cricket Festival are vital in creating awareness, encouraging young girls to participate in sports, and strengthening the development of cricket at the grassroots levels in the Gambia. Reporting for Qtv News, I am Jacqueline Coley.
And before we end, here's a recap of the headlines. With the annual Hajj pilgrimage set to officially commence on Monday, the Amir ul Hajj of the Gambia has assured families back home that Gambian pilgrims are safe and settled and fully prepared for the sacred rites. The Central Bank of the Gambia on Friday handed over the newly refurbished private ward at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul to the hospital authorities. The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy organized a 2-day retreat which brought together officials from the ministry and its satellite agencies to review progress made on programs implemented in 2025. The Vice President of the Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed B.S. Jallow, this week officially launched a significant initiative to improve the lives of the vulnerable youth and women in Charmen in the Central River region. And in sports news, the Gambia Cricket Association on Wednesday commemorated the International Cricket Council's Women's Week celebration with a day-long CRIO Cricket Festival aimed at promoting female participation in sports and nurturing grassroots talent. That's all for this bulletin. Join us again tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Week in Review with Momodou Mboj and Ade Darame. After this bulletin, we shall be going live to the Gambia Revenue Authority's annual awards. Thanks for watching.